Hello everyone, my name is Maruku and welcome back to What If Deku Was a Dragneel. So let's get started. I'm going to say that the next day, it's a weekend. The students of Class 1A, they are enjoying a nice, brisk weekend, and Izuku is leisurely laying in his bed when he gets a text from Bakugo. When he opens up his phone, Bakugo is essentially telling Izuku that to celebrate his win, his and Ochaka's win over him and Ida, that he wants to take him and Ochako out to celebrate, right? To celebrate their victory. And when Izuku asks Bakugo exactly the details of what they're going to be doing, Bakugo explains to Izuku that essentially he is going to be taking them to a mall in Mizutafu, and basically meet up at, I'll say 12 o'clock, right? And Izuku, he texts, he tells Bakugo that he'll ask Ochako if she wants to go, right? And Izuku, he texts Ochako and he says, "Hey, Bakugo says that he wants to take both of us out to celebrate our win, during the battle trials, right?" And I wanted to ask if if you're okay to go, and she said, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'd love to go." And Izuku, he tells Bakugo, "Yeah, she's down. I'll see you then, right?" And Izuku, he's getting nice and spiffy. He's getting pretty well stocked out in in his best clothes, right? He's trying to make sure that he looks at least mostly decent and presentable for the sweet young lass that he is going to be going out with Bakugo, right? Together to celebrate their victory, right? And after Izuku is done, he he essentially go tells his mom that he's gonna be out for a little bit, and that and that he is going to be that he doesn't know when he'll be home, but that like uh he's gonna go out and hang out with some friends, right? And she sees him off and tells them to have fun, right? And Izuku, he goes, and he's waiting there at the mall, right? And knowing Bakugo, Izuku kind of suspects that Bakugo would be on time, that Bakugo would actually more than likely be the first one there, but he's actually not. Which kind of confuses Izuku, because Izuku was straight up expecting Bakugo to more than likely be the first one there, right? The actual first person to arrive, but no, he isn't. And he sends a text message to Bakugo saying, "Hey, bro, why is it that you're not here? Usually you're very punctual about this kind of stuff, and you're and you always love to arrive early just to make sure that that you're being punctual, right?" And Bakugo, he is not answering worth nothing. Izuku is kind of worried. He's worried that something happened to his best friend, right? And he's just sitting there thinking to himself, "Dude, did something happen to my best friend?" Right? Obviously because he's concerned, but as he's sitting there, he hears the sound of heels clacking from behind him, right? And when he turns around, Oh boy. Ooh. Before him sits one hell of a sight. Before him is Ochako. In a nice, beautiful, long red dress. She's wearing, and she's got like a noticeable kind of show of lipstick on on and she has a cute little hair ornament in her hair, and she's wearing one of those, I want to say it's a shawl, but it's not like the long types. It's it almost looks like one of those it cuts off at right above the stomach, but it's it looks like a leather vest, but it's made of like a silk kind of shawl look, right? Is what it looks like to me, at least in my head. But and she's wearing sneakers with it, trying to kind of create that cute little aesthetic look to it. And Izuku, if if there were if the actual fact that his mouth is agape at this stunning piece of work right here in front of him, if that wasn't enough, Izuku, he was just blown away. He's like, well, aren't you just a nice specimen right there? And he was at a loss for words. He literally couldn't talk. The words were getting stuck in his throat. That's how bad this was. And Ochako, she she kind of walks up to him, and she looks at him and goes, do I look bad? What was it? Was the shawl a little bit too much? And Izuku, right, after finally snapping, is like, no. The shawl is fine. You look gorgeous. Damn, Ochako. The school uniform, it doesn't do you any justice. Damn. And Ochako, she's she flushes red in embarrassment because of such a strong response from Izuku. She was hoping that he would compliment her, but for him to call her gorgeous and to state that that their school uniform doesn't do her justice, she feels like a princess, and rightfully so. The girl deserves to look like a princess. And she looks at Izuku and goes, well, Izuku, you look very handsome. And this kind of makes Izuku incredibly happy to hear that that she also appreciates the way he looks, and she also believes that Izuku is one hell of a specimen himself. And he's just kind of taken aback for a moment, because damn, you feel me? Damn. But as he's sitting there, right, trying to fully process this whole situation, Ochako, she kind of says, so is Bakugo not coming? And Izuku's I don't know what's going on with him. For some reason, he's being weird. Kind of flaky. I've been trying to ask him, what's going on, but that dimwit doesn't want to say nothing, and he's being a bit of a pain. So, I'm sorry, if I seem like out of it right now. It's just I'm kind of frustrated with him. Like he's literally making this into a huge pain in the butt. And she's like, "Oh no, Izuku, it's fine. I'm not worried." And like Izuku goes, "Just give me 1 minute and let me see where the dimwit's at, right?" And Izuku, he calls Bakugo, and Bakugo answers. He's like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, "Dude, where the frick are you?" And Bakugo's like, "Are you there with Ochako?" And he's like, "Yeah, Ochako's here. What's your point?" He's like, "Good. Enjoy your date, loser." And then he hangs up the phone, and Izuku is like, "It was a trap. It was a trap. It was a damn trap. Damn it!" And like, Izuku, he's on one hand he's pissed because he was baited, but on the other hand, he's like internally thanking Bakugo for the fact that he was given such a generous, and I mean generous, offer in advance to be able to receive such a well appreciated, God sent blessing to be essentially put in the position to be here with Ochako. And now Izuku is kind of internally screaming because now he's gonna have to go over there and explain to Ochako that this whole thing was a setup to get the both of them to go on a date, right? And as Izuku slips his phone into his pocket and he turns around, his eyes are met with the fact that Ochako, she's sitting on the edge of a fountain, with her hand, with her her legs crossed, one of her hands on her lap, and she is tucking some of her hair behind her ear. And at this moment, Izuku is just saying to himself, "Damn it, I'm lucky. Damn it, I am lucky as hell. What did I do to deserve such an exquisite beauty as this? What did I ever do to earn such an amazing girl?" Izuku, he is counting his blessings. He is counting everything he can. He feels remarkably blessed to be in this moment. And he thinks to himself, "Izuku, if this goes south, you have literally found the ultimate way to fumble the damn bag." And he asks himself, "Izuku, if this goes wrong, how the hell do you fumble the bag this much? This girl is a precious treasure, something that you do not want to lose, right?" And looking at her triggers some of his inner dragon tendencies. His I guess you could say dragon based instincts. Whereas he is internally thinking to himself, "Mine. Mine, 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 mine. It's mine, 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 mine. She belongs to me, and only me. I must hoard her. No one may lay their eyes upon her but me. No one may have her but me." It's just kind of he feels this way, and he can't help this overwhelming sensation of control, of possessiveness. He wants to be the only thing that can have her. he wants to have her all to himself. He's trying to suppress these feelings because he knows that Ochako is her own person, that she is allowed to make her own decisions, and that he cannot control where she is, what she does, and how she does anything. Because that's not right. He would never want to make Ochako feel as if she is obligated to do anything against her will. And Izuku, he respects that. He wants her to feel loved. He wants her to feel like she matters, not as if he owns her. So, after composing himself, he walks over to her as she sits on the edge of the fountain. He goes, "So, here's the deal. Bakugo set us up. He essentially, this was a whole setup for him. He used the idea of us doing this as a way to essentially get us to be alone together. And, Izuku, he feels really crappy for having to tell her this because, you don't just tell someone that and expect them to be, A-okay, all right, and all that, right? Because that's not cool. That's just not right at all. So Izuku, he kind of feels, bad. He feels bad because of the fact that his friend essentially put him in a position whereas he's gotta, in one sense of the word to another, technically break a girl's heart by making her feel like crap because of the fact that, his friend is a pain in the ass that doesn't know the meaning of being cool or, chilling the hell out. But, he just feels bad because, that's not cool. You can't just make someone feel like that, And, Izuku, he wants to respect Ochako's boundaries and, he wants to treat her right. He wants to, respect her as a person and not make her feel as if she is an object. And, Ochako, she kind of feels a little bit dejected because, she kind of wishes that, this wasn't some kind of ploy, created by Bakugo. She kind of wishes that, Izuku, this was Izuku's plan, that this was all brought out by Izuku. That, they're here in this position because Izuku wanted to be alone with her, not because it was an elaborate joke brought about by Bakugo. And, you can't really blame the girl for feeling so kind of down after realizing that, this was a big ploy. And Izuku, kind of feeling bad because, Ochako is kind of in this situation because of the fact that, he was dumb enough to fall for this trick. He kind of tries to redeem himself by going, even though this was a ploy set up by Bakugo, we don't have to let that affect anything. We can technically still make this a nice time, And Ochako, after hearing Izuku say this, it really cheers her up, because to her that just basically sounds as if Izuku just went, even though, this, it wasn't supposed to be a date, like I'd still enjoy your company, and I would most assuredly enjoy it if it was one, is what she heard, which Izuku kind of also like trying to go for. Like Izuku, like in like to some degree, he does want this to be a date, and he hopes it could like evolve to be such. But like Izuku, like he's trying to be positive and like make the girl feel at least a little bit better and not like crap, and like after essentially like going through this whole situation, whereas they're kind of trying to be positive, and Izuku for the most part is like trying to cheer Ochako up. Like he graciously and happily tries to, like his best, and at least mostly succeeds in the part of actually like, how do I phrase this, by kind of like taking her out, right? Like they go and they get something to eat at a tiny little sandwich shop, right? And they're just talking about like all kinds of stuff. They're talking about school, they're talking about like hobbies, they're talking about like a lot of different things, right? Now, I want to make like something really clear, right? Now, as far as things go with Izuku and like the others, right? Like the other dragons more specifically, I'm going to say that all of them, right? All of them like inherited some kind of fortune off of their would-be dragon parents, because of the fact that like each of them, like Izuku, after like like Igneel left, had like actually gotten Igneel's hoard and everything in it. So Izuku is sitting on a fat stack of like bank, right? And the same thing with Ochako. Now, I would also like to preface that, like, to me personally, whenever you're going on a date, you don't have to be talking lovey-dovey all the time, and basically like swapping spit and kissing and all like the whole damn time. You can like, to me, a date is something whereas like you're enjoying each other's company and just like sharing funny stories, right? Like for example, if like either of them like had a job, like joking about stuff that happened at work, that's funny, and like it builds good chemistry, right? But Izuku and Ochako, they're sharing funny stories about their dragon parents, right? Like, and Izuku, he can tell that like not only did Ochako gain this like this sense of grace and like a beauty from Grandini, but she learned it from her mother, like that took her in after. Like he finds Ochako to be one hell of a refined young lady, and he will be damned if he does not think that is the most attractive thing that he has ever seen in his damn life. But like as it stands, Izuku like is trying his best to like make the most of the situation and like have as much fun as possible and make it memorable, right? But like with that being said, Izuku like but like even after that, he proceeds to get her like after they eat at this like quaint little cafe shop and eat sandwiches and all that, he takes her out to go get dessert. Like he takes her to go get some mochi. He gets like a couple of baked goods for himself, and they're having a good old time. They're having fun. They're enjoying each other's company. And Izuku, he's trying his best to resist the urge to hoard her, to like a dragon, to keep her all to himself, to prevent her from like being apart from him, because Ochako is one hell of a woman, and Izuku can't see himself being with anyone who isn't her specifically. Like, he just can't, because she's just there's something about her that he can't explain. It's just that she makes him feel special, like he is special, that like he can do anything, that he can be anything, that like she makes him feel powerful. She makes him feel like he can fly. It's just something that she herself couldn't explain, even if you asked her to. Well, other than the fact that she has the power of anti-gravity, but I digress. Izuku, he just doesn't know how to explain it, other than the fact that she is just that amazing. And they're walking, he's walking her to her apartment, right? Since she lives alone. And on the way there, they're talking, and Ochako shares the fact that she feels bad for her parents, because of the fact that even though she has all this wealth generated from Grandini, right, that her parents refuse to take even a single cent, because of the fact that they told her verbatim that they do not want her money. They want her to actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Use that for herself. They want her to actually only spend on herself, that they're fine, that if anyone is going to have that money spent on them, it's her, and that and for her to not worry about the both of them, that they're just fine, that they don't, that and Ochako, she feels horrible, she feels bad, because she wants to help them, but they refuse her help. They refuse to accept her help, and it eats her up inside. And Izuku, he can understand why she feels so bad about this, because of the fact that it makes sense. Someone who's that caring, that compassionate, it would bother them that they couldn't offer their great wealth to make someone else's life better. But she deals with that, and she hopes that one day they'll stop being stubborn and just accept the fact that she wants to help them, But as they get to her apartment, Izuku, he doesn't want to push, he doesn't want to be pushy with her or anything. He wants to respect her boundaries. So he tells her that he had an amazing time, and that he had a lot of fun with her, and that he'll see her at school, right? And as he's turning around, Ochako builds up the nerve, and she grabs him by the shoulder, right? And she yanks the hell out of him. And because of the fact that he wasn't prepared for that, he wasn't expecting her to grab him, right, and pull on him so hard, he was useless to resist, and as he was spun around, she kissed him like right on the lips real passionately before running into her apartment and shutting the door behind her quickly, doing that whole like cliche where she's pressed up against the door and slowly sliding down the door, giddy as a jaybird. And Ochako, like, she's just sitting there giggling to herself. And Deku, he's outside. He's like, wait, did that just? And he's touching his lips, and he's like, and he's feeling them. He's like, and like, because he can still feel the phantom feeling of her lips pressed against his, and like he starts to giggle, and and the giggles start to grow into laughs before it turns into a boisterous like sound of yippies and woohoos as he starts to make his way home, right? And Izuku, he feels over the moon. And I'm gonna go forward a little bit into whereas like it's Monday, right? And they went through school like usual, or like aside from the fact that specific morning, like there were reporters outside, and Izuku, like literally after catching up with both Bakugo and Ochako, and Bakugo noticing the tense atmosphere between Izuku and Ochako, like once they saw all the reporters, Izuku had to proceed to literally grab Ochako and Bakugo, right? And technically more so like with Bakugo like having one arm wrapped around Izuku's neck, almost like a side hug kind of thing, while Izuku was literally holding like Ochako like pressed up against him with one arm, and used his fire abilities to basically fly over the crowd and into the campus before setting them down. And like Aizawa is standing at the front door, and he looks at Izuku and he's like, "Smart move. A+ for effort." And Izuku, like, he's smiling as he because he got praised by Aizawa, but they go through their day, and Bakugo is nudging Izuku and teasing him and making fun of him like hell, right? Until they finally get to lunch. Whereas, I'm trying to think of a way that makes the most sense about this, but I guess the only way that I can that I can go through this, right, is that when they get there, right, the both of them sit down at a table, like with Bakugo and the others, right, and Mina, she sees what these two are acting like, right, and she can smell the chisme. Literally, the girl has an internal sensor for chisme, for straight up. She's being Peppa. She wants to spread some chisme, but she's trying to think of a way to go about this in a way that that guarantees the chisme. But she goes, "So, Ochako, why do you and Izuku over here seem so uptight all of a sudden? Is something going on?" And Ochako and Izuku, they're denying the hell out of it. They're like, "I don't know what you're talking about, Mina. There is absolutely, positively nothing going on with the both of us right now." And Bakugo, he is just eating this up. He is enjoying the hell out of this entertainment, as he would call it. And it's just And he kind of feels like being a bit vindictive. He kind of like wants to like contribute to the chaos, as it would seem. And like as he's like doing this, right? Like he goes, well, Mina, like if you were that curious about why Izuku and Ochako seem to be so nervous around each other all of a sudden, you see, I told them yesterday, no, not like I told Izuku that like I wanted to take them out to celebrate the fact that they actually beat me and Ida at the like battle trials, and something came up last minute, so it was just the two of them by themselves for the whole day. Now, mind you, because of the fact that I wasn't there, I don't know what happened, but, you know, a guy and a girl, alone, together, and Izuku, after Bakugo is done saying this, right, like, he completely and utterly decks the hell out of Bakugo's side, causing him to topple over in a heaping pile of mess. Oh, you went right for the weak spot. Like because like Bakugo is still tender on that specific side because of the fact that like during the battle trials, Izuku gave Bakugo one hell of a bruise there, and and Mina, she's like, ooh, Ochako, is this true? You and Izuku on a date? And Ochako is trying to, you know, defend herself and, like, claim it's not a date and all. We all know it's a date. But, you know, she's trying to uphold her honor and, keep her dignity intact, but Mina is insistent that Ochako spills the beans on this parade, and you know it's one hell of a show, one incredible hell of a show that is being displayed in the moment, and you know the only problem with Ochako actually defending herself in this situation is the fact that like she is so embarrassed that she is almost like on the brink of floating. The only thing keeping her from floating though is the fact that Izuku has his hand hovering above the table, right? Like prepared to grab her at any second to keep her from flying away. Now, in a moment of perfect, and I mean perfect, like word association, as to flip this sucker around, like because of the fact that Matt, like a boy, a girl, you know, like Izuku goes, well, Mina, you seem so interested in what me and Ochako did, even though I've told you that nothing happened, even though his internal thoughts are thinking about the kiss. He goes, well, I've heard that you and Kirishima like to hang out a lot, alone. Boy and a girl left to their own devices. And you know, Mina, she is flabbergasted, she is appalled, she is disgusted, she dedicated her life to Jesus Christ, and this is the thing she gets. Just trying to peacefully in her own Christian Minecraft server, trying to collect chisme, being a little bit peppa, but like before she can even retort back, an alarm system goes off, display talking about how like the UA campus has been breached, that this is a level 3 breach, and to calmly and carefully make your way like out of the building, right? Which no one is doing. Literally all the upperclassmen, they are running, panicking, screaming. Like they're in a complete panic of uproar, a fuss, everything in between. Now, the moment that all of this panic like breaks out, Izuku grabs Ochako, like completely grabs her, has her pressed all the way up into his chest, and he propels himself to the roof. Followed by Kirishima, like, grabbing Mina, like, turning his hand metallic and extending his hand up towards the roof and like, hoisting the both of them up. Followed even further by, like Tokoyami grabbing Sue and having Dark Shadow pull them to the roof. And Denki also, like, grabbing onto Jiro and, like, using his, like, electromagnetic powers from his dragon to like, have himself, like magnetized to the roof, kind of like having that up in the air as well. While Bakugo is kind of stuck, like creating, like, explosions, but, like, before finally, like, hanging off of like I'm gonna say a rafter, or maybe not a rafter, but like a piece of timber, like a support, like, on the roof. And, you know, like he's hanging there, and, like, they're looking around, and I want to make some something clear real quick about this whole situation. Izuku's pissed, right? Like, he's pissed because, like, this whole panic thing, it has put his Ochako at risk. And Izuku, he doesn't really like it when his Ochako is put at risk. Hell, for the most part, he really, really doesn't like it whenever, like, Ochako is put in any kind of danger or, like, in any kind of harm's way. It personally pisses him off, and he'd rather people, like, be calm and civil over acting like a bunch of retarded chickens with their heads cut off and flapping all around, like on the brink of, like, they're about to die or something. Now, as Izuku is floating there with Ochako cradled in his arms, he can only feel the need to protect, to govern, and to hold close. This feeling of being close to her, it fills him with a warmth, a joy. Now, something about Izuku. I mentioned that Ochako, like, him meeting Ochako, would change history itself. This is for a reason. As I've stated before, Ochako is an anchor point in history. She is she contributes to the flame of passion inside of him. But she's a catalyst, a trigger. Ochako, she holds the fate of the world in her whole existence. See, Izuku has a split destiny because of meeting Ochako. His split destiny, like leads down two separate roads. He can either be the greatest hero of all time, the savior of the world, or he himself could be a calamity, the thing that ends the world. See, this ties back into what Dragneel told Izuku about finding someone worth abandoning the world, worth destroying the world for. You see, soon you'll understand this, why I said this, why I've said these things about Izuku and Ochako. It will make a lot of sense very soon. You'll have to be patient, though, to figure out what I mean. But essentially, these matters of events, these things, they carry a very special significance. See, if you've watched far enough into the fairy tale anime, I'm sure you'll have heard of the Book of END, or the Book of the End. Izuku, he is the Book of END, in essence. He can save the world, but he can end it as well. He can either be the greatest savior or the greatest menace to society. He can easily destroy the world, set it ablaze, tear it to sunders, and not a single soul, not even All Might in his prime, could stop him. Nothing gets in his way. It's futile. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Soon you will understand what I mean. You'll understand the Book of END. But Izuku, he sees Ida on the ground. He's smushed up against the window, and he appears to have seen something that no one else is paying attention to. And he seems like he's trying to get the attention of the people. And after doing so, or after trying so desperately but not getting it to work, Izuku figures that for the sake of his Ochako and the sake of keeping her safe, that he'll lend a hand. So with a big inhale of air, Izuku proceeds to yell out to the whole crowd, getting their attention by saying, "Hey!" Everyone, they turn their heads to look towards Izuku and the others, and Izuku yells out to them, "I believe Tenya Ida over here has something to say." And after being given the go-ahead, Ida proceeds to tell the students, "Calm yourself. We are UA students, and there is nothing to fear. Looky here. Out there, it's just the reporters from this morning. We are not in danger. So please come to your senses. Sort yourself into an orderly line and let us make our way out." And they all, all the upperclassmen and the like, they calm down. They understand that this is not a dangerous situation, that it's not the end of the world, nothing like that. It's just a misunderstanding that went a little bit far. Now, after everyone is in a orderly fashion, everyone's calmed the hell down, and everything is sorted out, Izuku and the others, they finally work their way down from the from the ceiling and whatnot, right? And Ida walks over to Izuku and tells him, "Hey, thanks for gathering their attention. I probably would have still been struggling against the crowd in vain, trying to get the people to calm down." And Izuku says, "No problem. I understand that it was a very stressful situation, and that it was difficult trying to get people to listen when all that surrounded them was fear of the unknown." Nevertheless, Ida thanked him profusely, and as Izuku finally about to let go of Ochako, right? And the others were kind of still trying to like carefully descend all the way to the ground, because technically Kirishima, he can extend his arm, right? But to get back down and keep Mina from getting hurt, he's got to be careful about not jostling her or whatever. And Izuku, he's on the ground with Ochako, right? Because he's the first one there, but he doesn't want to let go of Ochako, having her pressed up tight into him, basically cradling him in her chest. It feels right. It feels correct. He doesn't want to let go. He doesn't want to separate from her. He enjoys this feeling of being close to her too much. He feels like she's where she belongs. That he wouldn't want her anywhere else but right there. Right where he feels she belongs. With him. He truly believes that there is nowhere better for her than right here in his arms. Izuku is very passionate about loving his Ochako. And as soon as he finally lets her go, he feels this feeling as if he's missing something. That something being Ochako. It upsets him. It frustrates him, and it sucks for him. Because he just wants to be connected to her again. But for the sake of keeping the peace and not giving Mina more chisme than she already has, he persists. The whole day it goes smoothly from there. And they all go home. I believe that'll be the end of this part of What If Deku Was a Dragneel. The next part, I will cover the USJ. And fair warning, the USJ arc is going to be very, shall you say, intense. It's going to be very hectic, and I believe that it will at least catch your fancy. But until then, I hope you all enjoyed. And as I go, don't forget, the shadows